Welcome to the Good Morning from the Chicken Coop podcast with Kim Johnson, your creative strategist and master mindset coach. Filled with inspiration, distinctions, perspectives, and possibilities, we help you to cultivate a mindset that leads you to create the best version of yourself you could ever imagine. Join Kim every morning from one of her favorite happy places, her chicken coop, along with all her chickens.
Hey everybody, good morning from the chicken coop. So today I want to talk to you a little bit about why we care so much about what other people think about us. This has been coming up a lot, and not in my personal life, but with my clients. And I thought it would be worth it to address it with all of you, since it seems to be something that's out there floating in the world right now. Worrying about what other people are going to think. And I know this is something that's, we are hardwired, since if you went to middle school, you actually understand this on such a deep level, because anybody who's gone to middle school, which is all of us hopefully, gets the fact that you worry about what other people think. You don't want to be that kid that has that any way to stand out that isn't in a great way. And even the ones who are, the popular kids, they still worried about it. They just didn't do it in the same way. Middle school is probably the breeding ground of all trauma, as far as I'm concerned, for so many people, because they'll all come back and they'll say, well, when I was in middle school, and I always note to myself, gosh, middle school, and my middle school experience was no better. Believe me, I did not enjoy middle school at all. There was a chunk of time that I could technically say, let's redo that. It would be middle school for sure. But in any event, we digress. I don't want to go down there. Let's go back to the fact of, you have to let yourself understand that there's a part of you that it's hardwired into us to have social behaviors and social cues from other people, because they're important, right? You do want other people to, as a society, as a thriving species, we look to others to shape us. And part of that can be healthy. Part of it is healthy, but not at the detriment of yourself. Again, this comes back to always being self-aware and really looking at how you're processing stuff. There's a really awesome quote from Lao Tzu, who says, care what other people think and you will always be their prisoner. And boy, isn't that the truth. I mean, go back even to middle school. I mean, I can tell you how many times I heard my father say, why do you care what they think? But, it's really easy for someone who's in their 40s to be telling somebody who's 10, 11, and 12 not to care what other people think, and not knowing where that person is in their little mind and their little development. So we all have these issues with this showing up at some point in our life. We become prisoners of other people by giving them the power and allowing what they think to become our reality. So I'll give you a great example. When I was going to begin the process of, recording out in the chicken coop and possibly shooting videos and things out here, I had this whole thing in my head about, well, I wonder what people are going to think as a professional who's recording from her chicken coop. And I had to go through this process. Now, did it take me a long time? No, it didn't take me a long time, because I recognized the information it was trying to give me, and then I used that information, and I came to the conclusion, which is why you're listening to me out in my chicken coop, because this is one of my most happy places. I love hanging out with my chickens. And granted, right now, some of them are here, but a lot of them are far away, out free-ranging, having fun, doing whatever they're doing, looking for bugs. But it's nonetheless, I'm still happy to be here with the ones that I have. And this is one of my, I have to look at myself. How do I want to say this? I want to look at myself and say, just because this is not the same as what other people like, it doesn't mean that I can't bring it forward and share it with people and let people know that I like it. It's that originality of saying, you know what? People are entitled to their opinions, and they can keep their opinions, they can share their opinions, but I don't have to keep their opinion. I can decide, just like I don't have to keep the garbage in the house every night. If I want to take it out, I can take it out. I don't have to hang on to things. I don't have to make everything a collection and curate it and least off somebody else's opinions about things. And I think where we have become so sensitive to what other people think right now in society, we don't want to accept ourselves for who we are and where we are, because we're worried about what other people are going to think. So a lot of us have retreated and just said, well, I'm gonna just go down this other road and isolate myself, or I'm going to not truly share who I am. And that's fine if you're doing it for the right reason. But if you're doing it to hide, it's never the right reason. And it's important to say, no, I'm going to stand in the truth of who I am. I'm going to accept myself for who I am. I'm going to love myself for who I am. And I'm going to give myself the grace and the space to cultivate that person into the greatest version of myself that I can be. And not according to what other people think, according to you. You've got to liberate yourself from the thoughts that it matters what anyone else thinks. And maybe you have, that close person in your life. Like I have a few close people in my life, and I will go to them for their opinions on things. Doesn't mean I'll take them, but I trust them, and I'll go to them and I'll say, okay, what are your thoughts on this? And, my husband being one of them. And sometimes he'll say to me, I don't know how that would go, or I'm not sure about that, or he'll give me his opinion. Doesn't mean I have to take it. Just means that I've checked in, I've gotten some information, again, but I don't have to hold on to it. I don't have to keep it. So the lesson today, all about accepting yourself for who you are, where you are, and giving yourself the freedom, the peace of mind that I don't care what other people think, and I am no longer going to be a prisoner of anyone, is just absolutely freeing. So hopefully today this is going to be helpful to you, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a great day, guys. Bye.